here's something I was really excited about. I love the John Wick movies. Keanu Reeves. I love those movies. The first one came out, it was a big surprise, and when the second one came out, I thought it's great. In fact, after the first one, Keanu goes like, "You think it's good enough to have another one?" Well, he did pretty good with the Matrix series, right?
I would think, he was pretty good.
So John Wick 2 showed up, and it was very good. It was a lot of fun. So when John Wick 3 comes up, it's called John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum. I said, I've got to go do these interviews because I love this stuff. Check it out, and you'll see why.
Are services still off limits to me?
What do you need?
Guns. Lots of guns.
Here we go, and we've got a whole bunch of really cool people in this one. I mean, we've got Oscar winners in this movie, all kinds of folks. It starts off, Keanu Reeves, he is wet, he is sweaty, and he is under attack, and they're coming out to get him because he broke the rules. Ian McShane, how cool is this guy? He is great in the film, and there was some action in this like you never believed. That guy in the background there, he was the chairman on the chef. What was the chef show? Iron Chef. Yeah, he was the guy in the beginning. He goes, "Let's cook," like that kind of guy. But he's really a great karate guy.
Well, clearly, yes.
Halle Berry is in this, and Halle Berry, I don't know how old Halle Berry is because she is ageless, man. She's
ageless, you're right.
She keeps on going and going, and you know what? She trained for this thing, and she is up to speed. They've got dogs. You like dogs? Whole thing started with dogs, right? Well, they got some great dog stuff happening in this film, and they've got these stunts that happen between mirrors and windows and all kinds of crazy stuff. It is loaded up with action and stars, as I said before. If you like this kind of movie, don't miss John Wick 3, and it opens this Friday. So we had a chance to talk to Keanu Reeves in New York City, and
ooh, there's the dogs.
It's always fun to see him too. Check it out. What would be like the crowning achievement of stunts for you in this one?
Well, I don't do stunts, but I do action.
I love that.
I don't, but I think the knife fight is pretty amazing. And technically, I think the sword fight on the motorcycles.
Oh, yeah.
And then the trick riding's pretty cool. And yeah, there's a couple things.
Yeah. And what a cast, too. Angelica Houston, and sort of blows you away. And how about Halle Berry?
Angelica Houston. Halle Berry. I mean, so you have Angelica Houston, who's a legend, and then you have, Halle Berry, who's a rock star.
Yeah.
Just really beautiful people and extraordinary artists. And Halle, really committed to the John Wick action, and the amount of training that she did and the way that she performs is extraordinary.
Dogs have always played a big part in John Wick, but the dog action in this is like something you've never seen before.
It's a new level.
Oh,
it's
my
a higher
goodness.
level.
Never seen that before. It's like dogs shot out of guns in a way.
Yeah.
It looks to me like you can't help but get hurt. Like some of those scenes was blasting into the glass and into the shelves, and your back bows, and you get up.
And get some pads. Get some pads on.
Yeah, it's just fantastic. When you guys get in the water, I mean, it's like,
oh yeah,
that's a whole nother world too.
It's another that's fun. Anyway, yes, there's lots of treats.
It's a great movie, man. I had a good time.
Thank you.
Good to see you again. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, David.
Doesn't he seem like a big kid?
He does. I remember, I don't know if it was the first one, Rach and I, we were in New York, and they were filming it, and he was standing right there, but you could tell they weren't filming at the exact time, but he was so in character, so I didn't want to be that obnoxious fan, like, Keanu Reeves,
right.
Because he was so serious in a character, so it's nice to see him kind of get pumped and joke around.
A big kid, yeah. Bill and Ted's a Great Adventure. That's the first time I met him. First time I met Halle Berry was working over at another station in town when she was like 17 years old. She was Miss Ohio. She says, I'm going to be in the movie someday. So it was a lot of fun. If
we all could just say something like that, right, and it just comes true.
You got to get to be very old, wrinkled, and have gray hair, and you can start telling stories like that. But I got to tell you something. Talking to Halle Berry for this one was really interesting because she has laryngitis, so she was also with director Chad Stahelski, who was a stuntman himself, and he's directed, for the first time he ever directed movies, he directed all 3 of these. So we talked a little bit, he talked a little bit about Halle getting ready to do this film.
There's the obvious physical challenges, learning martial arts, learning martial art choreography, being able to be in the same frame, same shot as Keanu, who's obviously had a little bit of a head start in the choreography world. Firearm training, she handles her own weapons, and to be an on-camera animal trainer, I think is huge. On top of that, giving a great performance and looking great.
These dogs did some pretty incredible stunts themselves.
Wonderful animals, yeah.
Yeah, so how big a part did you have in that, like to trigger them to do what they did? Because it is fascinating to watch.
Well, I got to spend probably 5 or 6 months training them with Andrew Simpson. As Chad said, he's one of the best animal trainers in the business. And I got to spend many hours a day with them and sort of becoming a pseudo-trainer along with the trainer so that when we got to the set, I could actually command them, that they would know me, that we had a relationship. So it was well worth, once we got to shooting, it was well worth the time I spent.
You're a lethal lady. She's a lethal lady.
The truth is, it's still a dream. I'm still that same person that still dreams of doing movies like working with Chad and John Wick. That was my dream today. It was a challenge, and I was so honored that he, felt like I was able, to bring what he needed this character to bring, and gave me this opportunity to show that.
Helly, thank you so much for talking to us today.
Thank you. Thank
Hope you feel better.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. She's a trooper, huh? She came out to do interviews like that. She could barely speak. So they gave me this saying that the gold coin plays a big part in this movie. So he hides this gold coin in a book in a library when he has no money. So he goes to the library, takes out a book, and he finds his little safety deposit box. Now this is really cool because after I left New York, I went to London, and I got to carry a steel box in my luggage for 2 or 3 days. That goes great when you go through customs.